Mysterious true story script. Opening, mysterious low tone. What I'm about to tell you happened when I was 18 years old. It was supposed to be just another family vacation, but some doors should never be opened. Pause for effect. This is the story of Hugh's house and the moment everything changed. ACT 1. The setup. Conversational but building tension. I was a senior in high school back then, rebellious, arrogant, and convinced I was too cool for my own family. My parents had dragged me and my 10-year-old brother Jake on what I thought would be the most boring vacation of my life. Maine. Pause. We'd driven 5 hours to the coast, but this wasn't your typical beach house rental. No, this was something else entirely. Voice drops, mysterious. When we pulled up to the property, my dad made a joke that would prove to be more prophetic than any of us realized. This is how most horror movies start, isn't it? Pause. He wasn't wrong. Act 2. The house. Atmospheric, painting the scene. Picture this. A massive white house with green shutters buried deep in the Maine woods. It looked like it had been ripped straight from the pages of a Stephen King novel, which, considering where we were, felt disturbingly appropriate. But the house itself wasn't the strangest part, building tension. Inside, the layout defied logic. Hallways connected in impossible ways, rooms led to other rooms that shouldn't exist, and the whole place felt like a maze designed by someone who'd never seen a normal house before. And then, there was Hugh. Voice becomes cautious. Hugh was the owner, and he lived in a smaller house that was somehow connected to ours. Tall, eccentric, with yellow teeth and a sweat-stained bucket hat that looked like it had seen decades of wear. He was loud, overly friendly, and promised we wouldn't see him all week. Pause. That should have been our first red flag. Act 3. The decision. Pace quickens slightly. The next morning, my family went hiking. I stayed behind, ostensibly to be rebellious, but really because I wanted to text my new girlfriend, Danny. I was alone in that maze-like house, sending her pictures and telling her about the weird connected layout. She didn't believe me. Voice becomes more intense, so I decided to prove it. At the end of one hallway stood a door, plain, unremarkable, but somehow ominous. I told Danny this door led directly into Hugh's house. Pause, building suspense. I approached that door expecting it to be locked. I mean, who wouldn't lock the door between their private residence and a rental property? Voice drops to almost a whisper. But when I turned the handle, long pause, it opened, sharp intake of breath, and what I found on the other side changed everything. Cliffhanger ending. Mysterious, leaving audience wanting more. But that's where I have to stop for now, because what happened next, what I discovered in Hugh's house, that's a story that deserves its own telling. Some doors are left unlocked for a reason, and sometimes that reason isn't what you think.